score! He scores! They score! Scores! He's got himself an empty net goal. Gets the empty net goal. Takes advantage of an empty net. An empty net goal. That should wrap things up. The goal is disallowed. There was a man in the crease. In the crease, the goal won't count. It's been disallowed. They're going to take it off the board. They're saying there was a crease violation and the goal won't stand. The goal has been disallowed. That goal's not going to count. He was in the crease. Gets his third and is showered by hats. Has the hat trick. Has his third goal, and here come the hats. With goal number 3, and here come the hats from the stands. Gets the hat trick, and here they come. Has a hat trick. A hat trick. With the hat trick. Has a hat trick. A hat trick. With the hat trick. Gets his third. A couple of visiting fans salute him with the old tradition of throwing hats on the ice. Has himself a hat trick, and a few lone hats float down from the crowd. Has his third goal. I see a couple of hats sprinkled around on the ice, too. Scores on the penalty shot. Puts it in on the penalty shot. Scores on the penalty shot. Beats the goalie on the penalty shot. Capitalizes on the penalty shot. Puts the penalty shot in the back of the net. Lights the lamp on the penalty shot. A quick flurry of goals. Scores again. On fire with another goal. Piling up the goals. Adds another goal. Lighting up the scoreboard. Another goal. A couple of quick goals. Scoring in bunches. Answers that last goal immediately. Responds quickly to that last goal. Able to rebound quickly from that last goal. Answers right back. A quick response. Another goal. With another goal. Lights the lamp again. Has another goal in this one. Having a great game. That's another goal. Adds another goal to an already superb game. Finds the back of the net. Watches as the puck goes through. Will be credited with the goal. Ends up with the goal. Will get the goal. Scores on a breakaway. Beats the goalie on the breakaway. Gets away from the defenders and stashes it. Capitalizes on the breakaway. Had only the goalie to beat, and he did just that. Punches it in on the breakaway with nothing but ice and the goalie in front of him, and he scores. A power play goal. It's a power play goal on the power play. Power play goal scored on the power play. Shorthanded goal with a shorthanded goal. A shorthanded goal with the shorthanded goal. Scores on the rebound. Puts it in on the rebound. Get a rebound out in front for a goal. The first shot was denied, but the second found its way through. Scores on the second chance rebound. Scores on the second opportunity. Was well positioned for that rebound and scored. Got a big rebound, they'll take it. That rebound came out to just the perfect place for that goal. Tipped it right in front of the goal. That was deflected in, got his stick on it. Changed the direction of that shot. Finds the back of the net. One times it home. Off the pass. One times it into the goal. One times the pass into the back of the net. Shoots the one-timer into the goal. Scores on the one-timer. Puts in the one-timer. Gives up the goal on the one-timer. A wonderful one-timer. Beaten on the one-timer. Finds the back of the net. With the wrist shot. On the wrister. Beaten by the wrist shot. Puts it through on the wrist shot. Lights the lamp with a wrister. Had a lot on that wrist shot and scored. Flailed at the hard wrist shot. Beats him with the wrister. Finds the back of the net. With the big blast. Finds the range. A blistering shot connects on the big drive. Lights the lamp with a slap shot. Had something extra on that drive. Drilled that one into the net. Whistled that one in. Unable to stop the big slap shot. The puck whistled into the net on the hard shot. Beaten on a big slap shot. Pulls into the lead with a last-minute goal. Looks to have this one salted away. Looks like they'll be able to pull this one out. A devastating goal. A back-breaking goal. And that should be the game-winning goal. Takes the lead in the dying moments of this game. And that last-minute clutch goal ties it up. A miraculous goal, and we're all tied up. And it looks like we're headed to overtime. A goal in the final moments of this game that evens everything up. And that huge goal ties things up. And this game is turning into a blowout. And this game has gotten out of hand. This one looks like it's already decided. With a sizable lead now. This lead appears to be insurmountable. uncountable. Very much in control both on the ice and on the scoreboard. And it's a tie hockey game. And that goal ties it up. And we're all tied up. And the game is tied. Tie the game. And this thing is knotted up. That ties things up here. And things are all even now. That one pulls them even. We've got a tie game now. Knot this thing up. Take the lead. Are out in front. Fall behind. Now find themselves trailing. Now have a hold of the lead. Will now skate with a 1-goal lead. Grab the lead with that goal. Are now facing a 1-goal deficit. Are now down by a goal. Increase their lead. And that stretches the lead. Are pulling away. Find themselves trailing by even more. Extend their lead by 1 more. In control now. Now up by another goal. We'll have to open things up now. Have lost control of this game. That's the end of the first period. And that'll do it for the first period. The horn sounds, and that's the end of the period. That's the end of the second period. And that'll do it for the second period. The horn sounds, and that's the end of the period. We'll soon be drinking out of the Stanley Cup. We'll take home the Stanley Cup. Finishes the season as the Stanley Cup champions. Are the Stanley Cup champions. The Stanley Cup lifted high. Are the Stanley Cup champions. Have won the Stanley Cup. Will have their names engraved on the Stanley Cup. Emerges from all the rest as the champions of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The horn sounds, and that's the end of the game. This one is over. The final horn sounds. The horn, the hockey game. And that will do it. Pull this one out. The final horn sounds, and this one goes into the books as a victory for Too Much Tonight. Win credited. The horn sounds, and that's the end of the game. This one is over. This one is over. The final horn sounds. Pull this one out. The horn, the hockey game. Overtime is next. And that'll do it for the third period. Overtime is next. The horn sounds, and that's the end of the period. Overtime is next. We've reached the end of the overtime period. And that'll be the end of the overtime period. The horn sounds, and that's the end of the period. That's the end of the period. We're looking at another overtime. That's it. We're headed for another overtime. The overtime period is over. Get comfortable. We're going to have another. Overtime is over. We're headed for another extra frame. That's it for this overtime. Don't leave us. We're going to do it again. This one is getting wild. One overtime is over, and we're headed for another. The period is over. We're headed for another overtime. That goal ends the game. It's over. It's over. What a thrilling finish to this one. A thrilling end to the game. Game over. What a finish. It's over. The overtime game is over. For my partner, Darren Pang, this is Mike Emricks saying so long. For my partner, Darren Pang, Mike Emricks saying good night all. For Darren Pang, this is Mike Emrick. Good night, everyone. I'm Mike Emrick for Darren Pang saying so long, everyone. Thanks for joining us. For Darren Pang, this is Mike Emrick. That'll do it. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick saying so long. I'm Mike Emrick for Darren Pang, and we'll see you next time. For Darren Pang, this is Mike Emrick saying good night. We've got a magnificent game ahead. One time a year, the NHL All-Star Game. Welcome to Toronto's Air Canada Centre. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. I'm Mike Emrick alongside Darren Pang, welcoming you to the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Canada for the 2000 All-Star Game. We're just a slap shot away from Lake Ontario at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Thanks for joining us tonight for the NHL All-Star Game. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Greetings from Toronto. Good evening from Toronto's Air Canada Centre, where tonight we'll watch the year 2000 NHL All-Star Game. Alongside Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. What a wonderful collection of stars we had this evening. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick saying good night from Toronto. I'm Mike Emrick alongside Darren Pang saying so long from the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. Thanks for being with us tonight. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick saying goodbye from Toronto. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Hope you enjoyed the 2000 NHL All-Star Game from Toronto. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Good night from Toronto's Air Canada Centre. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Good night from Toronto's Air Canada Centre. Along with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Tonight we'll bring you the NHL playoff matchup between, it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hi everyone, with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick, bringing you tonight's contest between... Welcome! I'm Mike Emrick with my partner Darren Pang. We hope you're ready for this Stanley Cup playoff game. We sure are. Welcome to tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game. I'm Mike Emrick along with Darren Pang. We're about to drop the puck for tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Hi everybody, along with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick, and welcome to tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game between... We're about to drop the puck for tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Good evening to you from tonight's Stanley Cup Finals. I'm Mike Emrick alongside Darren Pang. I'm Mike Emrick alongside Darren Pang, welcoming you to tonight's Stanley Cup final game. Greetings everyone from the Stanley Cup Finals. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. I'm Mike Emrick alongside Darren Pang. Welcome to tonight's game in the Stanley Cup Finals. Thanks for joining us at the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm Mike Emrick with my partner Darren Pang. Hi, and welcome to tonight's Stanley Cup Final Series game. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Hi everybody, and welcome to tonight's Stanley Cup Final Series game. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Good evening everyone. Welcome to tonight's Stanley Cup Final Series game. Along with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Stanley Cup Finals game. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Hello and welcome. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Almost ready for the opening face-off. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Emrick alongside Darren Pang, and welcome. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Welcome. Hi. With Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Great atmosphere here. We welcome you. Let's get ready for hockey. Next to my partner, Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Along with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Hello again, everyone. Hello, everyone. Along with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Welcome, greetings, and welcome. Along with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emrick. Almost time for tonight's face-off. Thanks for joining us tonight. Along with Darren Pang, Mike Emrick. We're just about set to drop the puck. They're looking. Here we go. Couple of guys a little bit testy. We have some fisticuffs. We've got a scrap. A fight's broken out. Peace restored. Gave a good pummeling, chalks up the victory. The players head to the box. That ought to get the crowd into it. The olive branch is waved. 5-minute majors, they earned them. We're going to look at a replay of that save. Great save. Let's take another look at it. That save deserves another look. I want to see that save again. The replay will show us that save again. Let's take another look at that tremendous save. Here's another look at that save. Let's take another look at that big hit. Here's another look at that big hit. Putting on a show tonight with 3 goals. The hat trick tonight. Lit the lamp 3 times tonight. Really at the top of his game tonight. A great game tonight. Piling up the points in this game. Very physical tonight. Delivered a few cheap shots out there tonight. Not afraid to mix it up a little in this game. This guy right here playing brilliantly in goal tonight, Panger. Denying both the tough and easy shot tonight. Really playing at a high level for this game, Panger. This guy really turned things up a notch for this game, didn't he? This guy is really competing well tonight, Panger. Playing very well, Darren. One of the best, one of the finest, having success, high on the list. Had a great year with fine numbers. A key player for this team, Panger. Does a lot for his team, Darren. A big contributor to this team, Panger. Really does his job well. Does just what the team needs, Panger. Earns his salary, Darren. Comes into tonight as a league leader, hoping he can keep his pace among the league leaders out of the gate. Off to a hot start. Off to a quick start out of the gate. Blazing start. Slow start of the season. Ice cold out of the gate. Not the type of numbers normally put up. Struggling so far this year. Maybe eyeing a title. A brilliant year. A chance to finish among the league leaders. Put things together this year. Took his game to the next level this year. A tremendous year. A disappointing year. A tough year. Not having one of his better years. Solid so far. He's been hot. Entered play tonight up there. Has established himself. A great year so far. All-star numbers put up. Having a good year. A good year. Strong. Impressive numbers. Subpar numbers. Not playing up to his standards. A disappointing year so far. Not putting up the numbers he has in the past. People have come to expect better numbers. A Conn Smythe candidate with numbers like those. Having a great playoff. Doing his best to bring a cup. Turning his game up a notch in these playoffs. Playing well in this playoff. Coming alive during the playoffs. Yet to get untracked in these playoffs. Struggling in the playoffs. Not having the type of playoffs he envisioned for himself. Not having the same success he had during the regular season. They're scoring a lot of goals, finding the back of the net frequently. They haven't had trouble scoring. Not too many goals being scored. Having trouble scoring. Poor offensive numbers being posted. Good defense. Keeping their goals against down. Not allowing a lot of goals. Allowing a lot of goals. Not playing very good defense. Not much defensive effort. Winning a lot of games. A very good record. The beginning of the season has been good. An excellent record. Playing better than they did last season. Something has changed for the better. An improved hockey team this season. Not playing as well as they did last year. Doing worse than expected. Struggling this year. One of the top 4 in the conference right now. Strong so far. Having a good season. An excellent record. A solid season. Most people didn't expect this type of season. It's not too late, but this hasn't been a good season. Expected to have a better record at this point. Struggled this year. Strong all year. A tremendous year. Looking strong all year. An excellent record. A good year. A good record. A better record than last year. Not a good season. More talent than their record would indicate. Results worse than expectations. A great home winning percentage. Tough to beat at home. Likes to play here. Having difficulty winning here. Home ice has not been friendly. Not playing well at home. A good road record. Playing well away from home. A good road record. Not a good record on the road. Not many road wins. Not a good road team. A good overtime record. Strong in overtime. Plays well in overtime. Not much success in overtime. A poor overtime record. Having trouble in overtime. A lot of penalty minutes this year. Spent some time in the penalty box this season. A team that is penalized frequently. Not allowing a lot of shots. A team that doesn't give opponents many chances to score. Shots are hard to come by against a lot of power play goals this year. The power play has been key. Good scoring on the power play. The advantage in faceoffs. Dominant on faceoffs thus far. Controlling the majority of the draws. Even in shots. The shots are even. The advantage in shots belongs with more shots. Peppering the net tonight. Shots favor doing the majority of the hitting out there. Being out hit. An aggressive style being played, taking the body tonight and playing a very physical game, creating the majority of the scoring chances. The advantage in scoring opportunities. Has had some good chances, not giving opponents too many chances. Masterful at keeping the number of shots against to a minimum. Opponents have found it difficult to generate chances against, converting on the power play. The power play has been fruitful, a knack for scoring on the power play. Called for a lot of penalties, spending a lot of time in the penalty box. Penalized frequently. A good overtime record, strong in overtime, hot in overtime, experiencing some trouble in overtime. A poor overtime record, have had their troubles in overtime, scoring a lot of goals. One of the higher scoring teams in the playoffs. No trouble scoring in the playoffs. Not too many goals being scored. Playoff goals have been hard to come by. Poor offensive numbers, good defense, keeping their goals against down, not allowing a lot of goals. Allowing a lot of goals. Defense has not been a strong suit. Teams are scoring against, playing better in the playoffs, with some surprise victories. Playing well, not playing well, not having a good playoff, playing surprisingly poor, not playing as well as they did in the regular season. A backbone of this franchise, a key player on this team, needs to remain healthy for this team to go far. Important to the success of this team. One of the keys to success for this team lies with this guy. When this guy's playing well, it gives his team a good shot at winning. When on top of his game, this team can be carried. A lot of this team's success is determined. You've been doing another clinic, haven't you? Is that it? You call that research? Well, that wasn't much. You call that homework? Our offside. Our offside. Brings it in, offside. Got it in, but an offside call. Ruled offside. In ahead of the play. Offside is the signal. Whistled for being offside. The play is called back for offside. Offside, over the line ahead of the puck. We get a signal of offside. Delayed offside being signaled against. Two-line pass is called. Whistled for a two-line pass. Stoppage of play on a two-line pass. But he was across two lines. That was a two-line pass. We'll have an icing call against. We get an icing here, and the face-off will be back at the other end. Icing against. It's icing against. Icing whistled against. Back to touch it, and we'll have an icing against. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. On the hard around. Into the corner. Played into the corner. Dumps it into the corner. Shoots it into the corner. Dumps it in. Fires it in. Shoots it in deep. Drills it in. Sends it into the attacking zone. Plays it deep into the zone. We'll have to regroup. We'll have to go back and start again. We'll have to start from their own end. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. Fires it down the ice. Thrown out to center ice. He'll clear. Out to center. And it's cleared back out. Fires off the draw. Off the draw. He whistles one towards the net. A drive. Big shot. Fires a slapper. Fires away. With a slap shot. With a shot. A long blast. Rockets one. Big blast. Drives one towards the net. Loads it up and fires. Slap shot. Takes a shot. Unloads a bullet. Shooting. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. Flips it into the corner. Dumps it into the corner. Into the corner. Played into the corner. Dumps it in. Wrists it into the attacking zone. Sends it across the line. We'll have to regroup. We'll have to go back and start again. We'll have to start from their own end. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. Wristed out. Clears it over the line and out of the zone. Lays it into the neutral zone. He'll clear. Out to center. Thrown out to center right. And it's cleared out. Off the draw. Shooting. Wrister. Shooting. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. Dumps it into the corner. Into the corner. Played into the corner. Dumped in on the backhand. Shovels it into the zone. Backhands it in. Backhanded across the line. We'll have to regroup. We'll have to go back and start again. We'll have to start from their own end. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. Thrown out to center ice. Out to center. It's cleared back out. Backhands it into the neutral zone. Backhands it out. On the backhand. He backhands it. On the wraparound. Tries to jam it in. Wraparound. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. Shoots it into the corner. Dumps it into the corner. Into the corner. Played into the corner. Dumps it in. He one times it into the zone. He quickly shoots it in. One times it across the blue line. He relays it in. We'll have to regroup. We'll have to go back and start again. We'll have to start from their own end. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Rimmed back around. Around the roulette wheel. One timed out. He'll clear. Thrown out to center right. Out to center. And it's cleared out. One times it down the ice. Clears it with a one-timer. Fires. One-timer. He one-times it. He whistles one towards the net. One-timer. A one-timer. One times it. Makes a slapper. That's deflected. Hits a skate. That shot hit a leg. Rebound loose. The puck is loose. It rolls out front. Loose in the slot. He can't control it. Bounces free. Rebound. Rebound loose in front. Loose puck. Rebound out in front. Makes a diving save. Robbed him. Incredible diving stop with a tremendous save. The save. Robs him. Great save. Tremendous pad save. Fantastic pad save. Huge pad save. Incredible save. Robs him blind. Spectacular save. Brilliant pad save. Stopped that with his head. Took that off the mask. Short-sider stop. There to make the stop. Save. Denied. The save. With the chest save. There to make the stop. The save. Found it in the webbing of his catching glove. With the glove save. Snagged. Got a blocker on it. Knocked it away. Got a piece of it. Got a piece of that one. Knocked away. Kick save. Toe save. Kicked away. Clean toe save. Kicked wide. Big save. There to make the stop. The save. Off the goal post. Rings the post. Rings it off the post. Hit the goal post. It hit the goal post. Hit the post with the shot. It hit the post. Off the crossbar. It hit the crossbar. Ricochets off the crossbar. He missed the empty net. Couldn't find the empty net. Wide of the empty net. He can't hit the wide open net. That'll go wide of the cage. Hits the side of the net. Hit the outside of the net. Off the glass. He missed the net. Off the mark. Just missed. Too high with the shot. Got the glass with his shot. He missed the net. Off the mark. Just missed. Just wide. Off the board. That'll go wide of the cage. That shot's wide. Off target. Caroms off the boards. Up into the stands. Over the glass and into the crowd. That puck out of play. And it's into the crowd. Popped out of play. Puck out of play. Puck puck put out of play. That one goes into the seats. Penalty coming up. Penalty call upcoming. Penalty upcoming. There's a delayed penalty. Penalty coming up. It'll be against. There's going to be a penalty against. Penalty is coming up. Skates to the bench for the extra attacker. Gets an extra attacker. Heads to the bench with an extra attacker. Penalty call. Play stops as a penalty is called. Will be assessed a penalty. Penalty call stops the action. Get called for the penalty. We'll lose a man to the penalty box. Coincidental penalties being called. The referee is going to give each team a penalty here. Coincidental minors coming up. Both teams will lose a man. Being called for 2 penalties. Multiple penalties. Will be short-handed. Will have the man advantage. Goes on the power play. Will go on the power play. Gets a chance on the power play. Will have a 2-man advantage. Will be down 2 skaters. Will be up 2 skaters. And will skate 4-on-4. And this will open up the ice a little bit. Both teams will lose a man here. Neither team will gain an advantage. And this will even things out. And will skate even strength. And this ends the power play. That takes away the power play. Heads off. That will even out the manpower situation. Down on the ice. An injured player down. Appears to be shaken up. Not getting up. Lost the puck. Had it. Lost it. He turns it over. Knocked away. Picked his pocket. Knifed away. Fresh from the box. Whose penalty just expired. Who just came on the ice. From the bench. Swept to the boards. Sweeps it to the boards. One times it. Touch pass. Moves it quickly. Hurls it off the boards. Off the wall. Sends it off the boards. Banks it off the wall. Plays the boards. Angles it off the boards. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Rink wide. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Pass. Through the crease. Through the crease. Right through the crease. Into the slot. Sent in front. Feeds one out in front. Centering feed. Centering pass. To the right point. Sends it across. At the point. To the left point. Sends it across. Around the boards. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Around the roulette wheel. Rimmed back around. He dumps it in. Flips it in. Bounces it in. Dumps it in. We'll have to regroup. We'll have to go back and start again. We'll have to start from their own end. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Moves it back out over the line. Will clear. Push it out to center. Thrown out to center ice. He'll clear. Out to center. And it's dumped back out. And it's cleared back out. Worked ahead. He passes. Advances the puck. Hands it ahead. The pass. Along. Advances the puck. Short pass. Feeds it along. Guides it on. Taps it ahead. Passes back. Swings it back to the point. Sent back to the point. Back to the point. Around the far side. Around the near side. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Around the roulette wheel. Rimmed back around. Flips one. Dumps it in. Flips it ahead. Dumps it on in. We'll have to regroup. We'll have to go back and start again. We'll have to start from their own end. Around the far side. Around the near side. Sends it around the boards. Around the boards. Sent around the boards. Will clear. Thrown out to center ice. He'll clear. Out to center. And it's dumped back out. Flips it ahead. Flips it high through center. Flips it out of the zone. Swept to the boards. Slips it into the corner. Dumps it into the corner. Into the corner. Played into the corner. Flipped out of play. Flips out of play. Out of play. Up into the crowd. He can't get it. That one out of reach. Doesn't connect. Just out of reach. That one won't get to him. The pass offline. The pass off the mark. He won't get to it. That one off target. Errant pass. Was on his way to the bench for the line change. Didn't see it. He was heading off. Didn't get through. Pass picked off. Broke up the play. His pass is deflected. Gathers it in. Both players out of the box. The penalties have expired. Both players back on the ice. Has killed off both ends of a 5-on-3. The first penalty has expired. Kill the first power play. We're 5-on-4 now. Get a man back, but they continue to be one down. On the power play. A shortened power play now. Begin an abbreviated power play. Standing in the penalty box. And he's now out, back at full strength. The penalty has expired. They've killed it off. Kills the penalty. Set to come out of the box. 4-on-4 now. Penalty time is up. Both sides skating 4-on-4 now. Penalty expires. We skate 4-on-4. Looking for the equalizer. Would love to have an insurance goal. Trying to tie it up. We're all tied up. The score is tied. Leading. Out in front. Trail. Trailing. Behind. Trails. 20 seconds left in the period. Time running down in the period. The period almost over. Under 20 seconds remaining in the period. Each team down a man. Team skating a man down. Extra room on the ice during these penalties. 4 aside right now. Less than a minute remaining on the penalty. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Time winding down on this power play. Power play time winding down on the power play. Enjoying the advantage with the extra skater. Change on the fly. Go for a line change. Head to the bench for a change. Want to change lines. In the midst of a change. Want to change. They'll have to scrape him off the glass. Checked into the boards. Slammed into the boards. Gets hit hard. It is a putty knife check. Knocked into the bench. Over the wall. Put into the bench. Oh, is he hit? Wow, what a bone-jarring hit. Crunched. Oh, is he crushed? He was belted. Wow, he was hammered. What a hip check. Oh, that was a bone-rattling check. Oh, he'll feel that one tomorrow. Hammered. Nailed. He got lit up. What a somersaulting hip check that was. Oh, was he ever drilled? Connects on the hip check. Hip checked. Hip check thrown. Gets shoved. Fights off the check. Pushed off the puck. Takes a little shove. Knocked down in front of the net. Looking for the penalty call. Upended in front of the net. Dumped in front of the net. Taken down in front. Hauled down in front. They'll have to scrape him off the glass. Checked into the boards. Slammed into the boards. Gets hit hard. It is a putty knife check. Knocked into the bench. Over the wall. Put into the bench. Oh, is he hit? Wow, what a bone-jarring hit. Crushed. Oh, is he crushed? He was belted. Oh, he was hammered. That was a hard cross-check. What a bone-rattling check that was. Oh, he'll feel that one tomorrow. Big contact on the cross-check. Hammered. Nailed. He got smoked. Knocked down. Goes down. Nailed. Knocked down. Knocked to the ice. Solid check. Hit thrown. Knocked over. Gets dumped. Out to play it. Comes out to play the puck. Behind the net to play it. Chases it behind the net. Back to play the puck. Stops it behind. Back to cut it off. Crunches the boards to stop it. Beats out the icing. Wins a race to the puck. Cancels out the icing. Gets to the puck first. Skates hard to reach the puck. Held in. Pinches in. Tries to keep it in. Kept alive. Controlled. Hustles to it. Gets control. Races over to get it. Gathered in. Rescue the puck. Races back to get it. Chases it down. Starts it the other way. That one blocked. Doesn't get through. Shot is stopped. The puck is blocked. The puck doesn't get through. That shot is blocked. It's blocked and doesn't get through. Shot blocked. Face off one. Control the draw. Win the draw. Wins the draw. Draw one. We are all set to drop the puck. We're ready for tonight's game. We're live. We're just about ready for the start of tonight's game. We're ready to get underway. We're ready now for the start. We're just about ready for the start. We're moments away from the start. We are set for the start. Face off in neutral ice. Draw in the neutral zone. The draw at center ice. Face off at center ice. Face off to the right of the net. Faces off in his own zone. Face off in the right circle. Face off to the left of the net. Faces off in his own zone. Face off in the left circle. Loose in front. Loose in the corner. Loose puck. Races for the puck. Loose behind the net. Loose puck. Puck loose. Races for the puck. Loose puck. Puck loose. Races for the puck. Loose at center. Churning after it. Loose puck. Loose along the boards. Circles with it. Twirling with it. Spins. Handles the puck. Zigzags his way in down the boards. On the wing. Skates it up on the wing. Leading the rush. Bringing it ahead. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Puck brought along. Having their way. Unable to clear. Has had it in the zone for a long time. With some good pressure. Right in front. In close. In the slot. Cuts in. In front. From point blank. In front of the net. Dancing in. Right in front of the net. Walks in front. Cutting in. Behind the net. In back of the goal. Behind the net. In behind the goal. Set up shot. Along the boards. On a 3-on-2. 3-on-2. Odd man rush. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Odd man rush. One man back. 3-on-1. Nobody back. 3-on-none. 3 on the goaltender. 3 all alone on the goalie. 2-on-1. Here they come on a 2-on-1. Odd man rush. 2-on-none. Nobody back. On a breakaway. Skates in all alone. It's a breakaway. Breakaway. Breakaway chance. Moving it into the zone. On the rush. On the attack. Attacking the line. Breaking out. On the breakout. Move it up the ice. Skates it out of his own end. Waits behind his own net. Along the boards. On the wing. Skates it up on the wing. We have a whistle. What's the call? Penalty shot! There's a whistle. Looks like it's going to be. Yeah, it's a penalty shot! Whistle from the referee. We're going to get a penalty shot! There's the whistle. The ref is going to call one. It's a penalty shot! It's a whistle. The referee is pointing to center ice. It'll be a penalty shot. We have a whistle, and it's going to be a penalty shot. He could be looking at some suspension time. I wouldn't be surprised if he finds himself suspended as a result of this. That may have been enough to get him a suspension. Might be a suspension in this guy's future. The league will have to look at that one over. He might be getting a call soon. Might be wearing civilian clothes for the next game. Heads for the bench. Hurries off the ice with an empty net. Makes his way to the bench for the extra attacker. Skates off. Will be defending an empty net. Hustles to the bench. Finds his way off the ice. No longer with a goaltender. Will head off the ice. Defending an empty net. Short, choppy strides. Heads to the bench. Extra attackers on. Delivered that crushing blow. Drilled him with a hard hit that seems to have resulted in injury. Is the one responsible for the injury. Better hope this replay doesn't make it to the league office. Really laid into him on that one. Injured him with that shot. With a crunching hit. Trepanier, Steos, Axelson, Baumgartner, Belanger, Barnes, Albaline, Nazarov, Savard, Jaguar, Jensens, Denis, Langenbrunner, Matvechuk, Fernandez, Chelios, Larionov, Silovanov, Kalasha, Parrish, Leperriere, Robitaille, Siplikov, Smolinski, Brisebois, Ruchinski, Weinreich, Theodore, Berehowski, Krivokrasov, Lambert, Vokun, Andrichuk, Pandolfo, Malhotra, Maniluk, Nedved, Popovich, Alfredson, Arvidsson, Langkow, Zelopukin, Van Biesbroek, Stalenkov, Kasperitis, Bartechko, Hanzus, McAlpine, Ragnarsson, Bonsignor, Le Cavalier, Kaberla, Yushkevich, Acoin, Jovanovski, McCult, Robertson, Konowalchuk, Nikolishin, Sveshkovsky, the left wing, the right wing, the defenseman, the goaltender, by Alto, by Drury, by Grimson, by Correa, by Marshall, by McInnes, by Nielsen, by Olesen, by Ruchin, by Soleil, by Solani, by Trepanier, by Donato, by Tverdovsky, by Hebert, by Tenorti, by Steos, by Tremblay, by Galanov, by Stapleton, by Tamer, by Johnson, by Garpenloff, by Buchberger, by Brunette, by Samuelson, by Rhodes, by Allison, by Axelson, by Baumgartner, by Belanger, by DeMaio, by Hines, by Kristich, by McLaren, by Samsonov, by Sweeney, by Tamander, by Van Imp, by Wilson, by Defoe, by Tallis, by Barnes, by Brown, by Groshek, by Holsinger, by McKee, by Patrick, by Primo, by Sanderson, by Shatan, by Schmelik, by Verada, by Zhitnik, by Hoshek, by Rollison, by Albaline, by Basson, by Corbet, by Domakelly, by Dubinsky, by Hulse, by Aginla, by Morris, by Nazarov, by Shantz, by Simpson, by Stillman, by Jaguar, by Battaglia, by Deneen, by Francis, by Jelena, by Kapanen, by Karpa, by Kron, by Lysician, by Manderville, by O'Neill, by Primo, by Ranheim, by Roberts, by Urbe, by Ficho, by Allison, by Amonte, by Brown, by Daze, by Duma, by Erickson, by Gilmore, by Janssens, by LaRue, by Manson, by Marha, by McCammon, by Olchek, by Probert, by Simpson, by Jamna, by McCabe, by Fitzpatrick, by Thibault, by Deadmarsh, by DeVries, by Drury, by Forsberg, by Gusarov, by Hayduk, by Lemieux, by Messier, by Odgers, by Ozelinch, by Podine, by Sakic, by Denis, by Carbonneau, by Chambers, by Keane, by Langenbrunner, by Lettinen, by Matvechuk, by Neuendijk, by Severin, by Skrudlin, by Sidor, by Zubov, by Belfour, by Fernandez, by Brown, by Chelios, by Dandino, by Draper, by Fedorov, by Holmstrom, by Kozlov, by Lapointe, by Larionov, by Lidstrom, by McCowan, by McCarty, by Shanahan, by Iserman, by Osgood, by Hemmerlich, by Kilger, by Lacroix, by Laflamme, by Marchand, by McSorley, by Pody, by Selovanov, by Essenza, by Cicerelli, by Kozlov, by Kavasha, by Laws, by Niedermeyer, by Parrish, by Wilson, by Worrell, by Audette, by Boucher, by Courtnall, by Ferraro, by Lafayette, by Laperriere, by McKenna, by Nordstrom, by O'Donnell, by Robitaille, by Siplikov, by Smolinski, by Palfy, by Brisebois, by Brunet, by Corson, by Koivu, by Lachance, by Malakoff, by Poulin, by Rivet, by Rushinsky, by Savage, by Stevenson, by Thornton, by Ulanov, by Weinrich, by Zoltok, by Zubris, by Theodore, by Berehowski, by Bordelot, by Bouchard, by Bugner, by Cote, by Fitzgerald, by Johnson, by Krivokrasov, by Lambert, by Ronning, by Slaney, by Timonen, by Yachmanev, by Zettler, by Vokun, by Andrichuk, by Bombardier, by Carpenter, by Danico, by Eliash, by McKay, by Morrison, by Niedermeyer, by Odeline, by Pandolfo, by Peterson, by Ralston, by Sure, by Stevens, by Sikora, by Brodeur, by Terreri, by Cherkowski, by Janssen, by Lapointe, by Lawrence, by Ojic, by Orsog, by Pilon, by Sacco, by Jokinen, by Isbister, by Flaherty, by Potvin, by Graves, by Knubel, by Lacroix, by McLean, by Malhotra, by Maniluk, by Nedved, by Popovic, by by Schneider, by Stevens, by Kamensky, by Quintal, by Lefebvre, by McLean, by Alfredson, by Arvidsson, by Emerson, by Kravchuk, by Laukkanen, by McEachran, by Prospel, by Van Allen, by Yashin, by Zamaner, by Brindamore, by Bureau, by Desjardins, by Duchesne, by Dykhouse, by Jones, by Langkow, by Leclerc, by Lindros, by McCarthy, by McGillis, by Renberg, by Richardson, by Terrien, by Zelapukin, by Van Beesbrook, by Adams, by Briere, by Daigneault, by Doan, by Kachuk, by Ilonen, by Green, by Habibulin, by Stalenkov, by Barnaby, by Dallas, by Hatcher, by Herdina, by Kasparidis, by Kovalov, by Moran, by Morozov, by Straka, by Titov, by Wawrinka, by Wilkinson, by Barrasso, by Achinam, by Bertechko, by Conroy, by Courtnall, by Dimitra, by Eastwood, by Hanzus, by McInnes, by McAlpine, by Pellerin, by Pearson, by Picard, by Pronger, by Rivers, by Turgeon, by Twist, by Fuhr, by McLennan, by Craven, by Domfus, by Friesen, by Granado, by Korolyuk, by Marlowe, by Mateau, by Ragnarsson, by Rathje, by Sturm, by Shields, by Bannister, by Bonsignor, by Cullimore, by Daig, by Forbes, by Grattan, by Gusev, by Kubina, by LeCavalier, by Nylander, by Richer, by Sillinger, by Svoboda, by Wilkie, by Sundstrom, by Johansson, by Berard, by Berezin, by Bahanos, by Cote, by Johnson, by Kaberla, by Karpatsev, by Korolev, by Markov, by Modine, by Perot, by Sullivan, by Sundin, by Thomas, by Yushkevich, by Healy, by Joseph, by Acoin, by Bertuzzi, by Brashear, by Gagne, by Jovanovski, by Messier, by Mogilny, by McCult, by Robertson, by Scatchard, by Strudwick, by Castles, by Bellows, by Boulis, by Ciccone, by Gonchar, by Johansson, by Klee, by Konowalchuk, by Nicolishin, by Riki, by Sveshkovsky, by Zednik, by Kolsik, by Billington, by the center, by the left wing, by the right wing, by the defenseman, by the goaltender. Alto, Grimson, McInnes, Nielsen, Ruchin, Solani, Trepanier, Donato, Davidovsky, Denordi, Staios, Galanov, Stapleton, Johnson, Garpenlop, Buchberger, Samuelson, Miracle, Allison, Baumgartner, Belanger, Hines, McLaren, Samsonov, Barnes, Holsinger, Sanderson, Chatan, Albeline, Bure, Corbet, Domicelli, Dubinsky, Housley, Aginla, Nazarov, Simpson, Stillman, Savard, Giguere, Battaglia, Coffey, Francis, Jelena, Lecision, Manderville, Ranheim, Shepard, Allison, Amonte, Erickson, Jensens, McCammon, Simpson, Deadmarsh, DeVries, Forsberg, Gusarov, Messier, Udgers, Ozelinch, Sakic, Carbonneau, Chambers, Langenbrunner, Matvachuk, Neuendijk, Skrudlin, Belfour, Fernandez, Chelios, Dandino, Holmstrom, Kozlov, Lapointe, Larianov, McCowan, McCarty, Shanahan, Osgood, Laflamme, Marchant, McSorley, Silvanov, Smythe, Essensa, Bure, Cicerelli, Dvorak, Hedican, Kozlov, Kavasha, Lindsay, Mellenby, Niedermeyer, Courtnall, Ferraro, LaPerriere, McKenna, Nordstrom, Robitaille, Stumple, Ziplikov, Smolinski, Storr, Brisebois, Lachance, Malakoff, Ruchinski, Savage, Stevenson, Weinreich, Schultok, Theodore, Verahowski, Fitzgerald, Johnson, Grimokrasov, Lambert, Yachmanev, Andrechuk, Bombardier, Carpenter, Danico, Morrison, Niedermeyer, Odeline, Pandolfo, Peterson, Ralston, Stevens, Sikora, Cherkowski, Johnson, Lapointe, Sacco, Jokinen, Isbister, McLean, Malhotra, Maniluk, Nedved, Popovich, Stevens, Kamensky, Quintal, Alfredson, Arvidsson, Emerson, McEachern, Berube, Brindamore, Bureau, Desjardins, Jones, Langkow, Leclerc, McCarthy, McGillis, Renberg, Zelapukin, Van Beesbrook, Daigneault, Habibulin, Stalenkov, Herdina, Kasparidis, Moran, Morozov, Slager, Straka, Wawrinka, Wilkinson, Barrasso, Skudra, Achinam, Bartechko, Conroy, Courtnall, Dimitra, Eastwood, McInnes, McAlpine, Bellerin, Picard, Turgeon, McLennan, Domfus, Holder, Mateau, Ragnarsson, Rathje, Bannister, Bonsignor, Cullimore, Gusev, LeCavalier, Nylander, Richer, Sillinger, Wilkie, Sundstrom, Johansson, Berezin, Bahanos, Johnson, Markov, Sullivan, Sundin, Acoin, Bertuzzi, Jovanovski, Messier, Mogilny, Naslin, Scatchard, Castles, Bellows, Ciccone, Gonchar, Johnson, Konowalchuk, Nicolishin, Riki, Sveshkovsky, the center, the right wing, the defenseman, the goaltender, to Grimson, to McInnes, to Nielsen, to Olesen, to Trepanier, to Donato, to Tverdovsky, to Hebert, to Tenorti, to Staios, to Stapleton, to Dean, to Johnson, to Garpenlaw, to Buchberger, to Samuelson, to Rhodes, to Allison, to Axelson, to Baumgartner, to Belanger, to DeMaio, to Hines, to Kristich, to McLaren, to Samsonov, to Tamander, to Tallis, to Barnes, to Brown, to Groshek, to Holzinger, to Primo, to Sanderson, to Chatan, to Schmelik, to Ward, to Warrener, Brenner, to Zhitnik, to Hasek, to Rolison, to Albaline, to Corbet, to Domikeli, to Dubinsky, to Aginla, to Nazarov, to Shantz, to Stillman, to Wilm, to Jaguar, to Battaglia, to Deneen, to Francis, to Kapanen, to Kron, to Lesician, to Manderville, to O'Neill, to Primo, to Ranheim, to Roberts, to Fischio, to Allison, to Amonte, to Brown, to Daze, to Erickson, to Gilmore, to Janssens, to LaRue, to Manson, to McCammon, to Mironov, to Olchek, to Jamnov, to McCabe, to Fitzpatrick, to Deadmarsh, to DeVries, to Forsberg, to Gusarov, to Hayduk, to Lemieux, to Messier, to Odgers, to Ozelinch, to Podine, to Denis, to Carbonneau, to Chambers, to Keane, to Langenbrunner, to Lettinen, to Matvechuk, to Neuendijk, to Skrudland, to Sidor, to Belfour, to Fernandez, to Brown, to Chelios, to Dandino, to Fedorov, to Holmstrom, to Kozlov, to Lapointe, to Larionov, to Lidstrom, to McCowan, to McCarty, to Shanahan, to Iserman, to Osgood, to Falloon, to Hammerlich, to Kilger, to Lacroix, to Laflamme, to McSorley, to Selivanoff, to Essenza, to Cicerelli, to Dvorak, to Hedikin, to Kozlov, to Kabasha, to Laws, to Niedermeyer, to Parrish, to Spacek, to Boucher, to Courtnall, to Ferraro, to Lafayette, to LaPerriere, to Robitaille, to Siplikov, to Smolinski, to Fizet, to Storr, to Brisebois, to Koivu, to Lachance, to Malakoff, to Rive, to Rashinsky, to Savage, to Stevenson, to Ulanov, to Weinrich, to Zoltok, to Zubras, to Teodor, to Berahowski, to Bordelot, to Bouchard, to Fitzgerald, to Johnson, to Krivo-Krasov, to Lambert, to Timonen, to Yachmanev, to Bokun, to Andrechuk, to Bombardier, to Breland, to Carpenter, to Danico, to Eliash, to Holik, to Morrison, to Niedermeyer, to Odeline, to Pandolfo, to Peterson, to Ralston, to Surrey, to Stevens, to Sikora, to Brodeur, to Terreri, to Cherkowski, to Jonson, to Lapointe, to Lawrence, to Jokinen, to Isbister, to Graves, to Lacroix, to McLean, to Malhotra, to Maniluk, to Nedved, to Popovic, to Stevens, to Fleury, to Kamensky, to Kental, to Lefebvre, to McLean, to Alfredson, to Arvidsson, to Kravchuk, to Laukinen, to McEachran, to Prospel, to Van Allen, to Brindamore, to Bureau, to Desjardins, to Duchesne, to Dykhouse, to Jones, to Langkow, to Leclerc, to Lindros, to McCarthy, to McGillis, to Renberg, to Richardson, to Terrien, to Zelapukin, to Van Beesbrook, to Adams, to Briere, to Daigneault, to Doan, to Ronick, to Sullivan, to Ilonen, to Green, to Habibulin, to Stalenkov, to Brown, to Dallas, to Herdina, to Kasparaitis, to Kovalov, to Moran, to Morozov, to Titov, to Warenka, to Wilkinson, to Barrasso, to Achinam, to Bartechko, to Conroy, to Courtnall, to Dimitra, to Hanzus, to McInnes, to McAlpine, to Picard, to Rivers, to Turgeon, to Craven, to Dom Foos, to Granado, to Korolyuk, to Marlowe, to Ragnarsson, to Rathje, to Ricci, to Sturm, to Shields, to Bonsignor, to Cross, to Cullimore, to Forbes, to Gusev, to Le Cavalier, to Nylander, to Richer, to Sillinger, to Sundstrom, to Johansson, to Adson, to Berard, to Bahanos, to Johnson, to Kaberlaw, to Karpatsev, to Korolev, to Modine, to Perot, to Sullivan, to Sundin, to Thomas, to Yushkevich, to Aquine, to Brashear, to Gagne, to Jovanovski, to Messier, to McCall, to Robertson, to Scatchard, to Strudwick, to Castles, to Bellows, to Shakoni, to Gonchar, to Johansson, to Konowalchuk, to Mironov, to Nikolishin, to Sveshkovsky, to Kolsik, to Billington, to the left wing, to the right wing, to the defense, to the goaltender, and Anaheim, and Atlanta, and Boston, and Buffalo, and Calgary, and Carolina, and Chicago, and Colorado, and Dallas, and Detroit, and Edmonton, and Florida, and Los Angeles, and Montreal, and Nashville, and New Jersey, and New York, and Ottawa, and Philadelphia, and Phoenix, and Pittsburgh, and St. Louis, and San Jose, and Tampa Bay, and Toronto, and Vancouver, and Washington, and the North American All-Stars, and the World All-Stars, and Team Canada, and Team USA, and Russia, and Sweden, and Germany, and the Czech Republic, and Slovakia, and Finland, and Anaheim, and Atlanta, and Boston, and Buffalo, and Calgary, and Carolina, and Chicago, and Colorado, and Dallas, and Detroit, and Edmonton, and Florida, and Los Angeles, and Montreal, and Nashville, and New Jersey, and New York, and Ottawa, and Philadelphia, and Phoenix, and Pittsburgh, and St. Louis, and San Jose, and Tampa Bay, and Toronto, and Vancouver, and Washington, and the North American All-Stars, and the World All-Stars, and Team Canada, and Team USA, and Russia, and Sweden, and Czech Republic, and Slovakia, and Finland, Anaheim, Carolina, Chicago, Los Angeles, Montreal, Nashville, New Jersey, Philadelphia, St. Louis, San Jose, Tampa Bay, Vancouver, Washington, the North American All-Stars, the World All-Stars, Team Canada, Team USA, Czech Republic, Slovakia. Well, Panger, what can you tell us about these Mighty Ducks of Anaheim? Panger, what can you tell us about these Thrashers from Atlanta? Darren, what what can you tell us about these Boston Bruins? Panger, what should we know about the Buffalo Sabres? Darren, what do you think of these Calgary Flames? Panger, what about these Carolina Hurricanes? Darren, what can you tell us about these Chicago Blackhawks? Panger, anything we should know about the Colorado Avalanche? Darren, what about these Dallas Stars? Darren, anything we should know about the Detroit Red Wings? Darren, what can you tell us about the Edmonton Oilers? Darren, anything you can tell us about the Florida Panthers? Darren, what's interesting to you about the Los Angeles Kings? Anything we should know about the Montreal Canadiens, Panger? Darren, what about these Nashville Predators? Darren, what can you tell us about the New Jersey Devils? Darren, what can you tell us about the New York Islanders? Darren, anything interesting about the New York Rangers? Darren, what about those Ottawa Senators? Panger, anything we should know about the Philadelphia Flyers? Darren, give us a little background on the Phoenix Coyotes. Darren, give us a little background on the Pittsburgh Penguins. What's interesting to you about the St. Louis Blues, Darren? Hey, Panger, what about these San Jose Sharks? Darren, what should we know about the Lightning? Well, Panger, what about the Toronto Maple Leafs? Bring us up to date on the Vancouver Canucks, Darren. Panger, what do we know about the Washington Capitals? Panger, tell us about the North American All-Stars. Panger, what's interesting to you about the World All-Stars? Well, Panger, bring us up to date on the country of your birth, Team Canada. What's new about Team USA, Darren? Darren, give us some background on the team from Russia. Darren, give us some more information on this Swedish team. Darren, what's new about Germany? Panger, what's interesting to you about the Czech Republic squad? Bring us up to date on this team from Slovakia, Panger. Darren, what are your thoughts on this team from Finland? By Anaheim, by Atlanta, by Boston, by Buffalo, by Calgary, by Carolina, by Chicago, by Colorado, by Dallas, by Edmonton, by Los Angeles, by Montreal, by Nashville, by New Jersey, by Ottawa, by Philadelphia, by Phoenix, by Pittsburgh, by St. Louis, by San Jose, by Tampa Bay, by Vancouver, by Washington, by the North American All-Stars, by the World All-Stars, by Team Canada, by Team USA, by Sweden, by Germany, by Czech Republic, by Slovakia, Anaheim, Carolina, Chicago, Colorado, Los Angeles, Montreal, Nashville, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, San Jose, Tampa Bay, Vancouver, Washington, the North American All-Stars, the World All-Stars, Team Canada, Team USA, Sweden, Germany, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Finland, for Anaheim, for Atlanta, for Boston, for Buffalo, for Calgary, for Carolina, for Chicago, for Colorado, for Dallas, for Edmonton, for Florida, for Los Angeles, for Montreal, for Nashville, for New Jersey, for New York, for Ottawa, for Philadelphia, for Phoenix, for Pittsburgh, for St. Louis, for San Jose, for Tampa Bay, for Toronto, for Vancouver, for Washington, for the North American All-Stars, for the World All-Stars, for Team Canada, for Team USA, for Sweden, for Germany, for the Czech Republic, for Slovakia, for Finland, in Anaheim, in Atlanta, in Boston, in Buffalo, in Calgary, in Carolina, in Chicago, in Dallas, in Detroit, in Edmonton, in Florida, in Los Angeles, in Montreal, in Nashville, in New Jersey, in New York, in Ottawa, in Philadelphia, in Phoenix, in Pittsburgh, in St. Louis, in San Jose, in Tampa Bay, in Toronto, in Vancouver, in Washington, in Toronto, in New York, in Russia, in Sweden, in Germany, in the Czech Republic, in Slovakia, in Finland, to Anaheim, to Atlanta, to Buffalo, to Calgary, to Carolina, to Chicago, to Colorado, to Dallas, to Detroit, to Edmonton, to Florida, to Los Angeles, to Montreal, to Nashville, to New Jersey, to New York, to Ottawa, to Philadelphia, to Pittsburgh, to St. Louis, to San Jose, to Tampa Bay, to Toronto, to Vancouver, to Washington, to the North American All-Stars, to the World All-Stars, to Team Canada, to Team USA, to Sweden, to Germany, to Czech Republic, to Slovakia, to Finland, and the Mighty Ducks, and the Thrashers, and the Bruins, and the Sabres, and the Flames, and the Hurricanes, and the Blackhawks, and the Avalanche, and the Stars, and the Red Wings, and the Oilers, and the Panthers, and the Kings, and the Canadiens, and the Predators, and the Devils, and the Islanders, and the Rangers, and the Senators, and the Flyers, and the Coyotes, and the Penguins, and the Blues, and the Sharks, and the Lightning, and the Maple Leafs, and the Canucks, and the Capitals, and the North American All-Stars, and the World All-Stars, and Team Canada, and Team USA, and Russia, and Sweden, and Germany, and the Czech Republic, and Slovakia, and Finland, the Mighty Ducks, the Thrashers, the Bruins, the Sabres, the Flames, the Hurricanes, the Blackhawks, the Avalanche, the Stars, the Red Wings, the Oilers, the Panthers, the Kings, the Canadiens, the Predators, the Devils, the Islanders, the Rangers, the Senators, the Flyers, the Coyotes, the Penguins, the Blues, the Sharks, the Maple Leafs, the Canucks, the Capitals, the North American All-Stars, the World All-Stars, Team Canada, Team USA, Czech Republic, Slovakia, by the Mighty Ducks, by the Thrashers, by the Bruins, by the Sabres, by the the Flames, by the Hurricanes, by the Blackhawks, by the Avalanche, by the Stars, by the Red Wings, by the Oilers, by the Panthers, by the Kings, by the Canadiens, by the Predators, by the Devils, by the Islanders, by the Rangers, by the Senators, by the Flyers, by the Coyotes, by the Penguins, by the Blues, by the Sharks, by the Lightning, by the Maple Leafs, by the Canucks, by the Capitals, by the North American All-Stars, by the World All-Stars, by Team Canada, by Team USA, by Russia, by Sweden, by the Czech Republic, by Slovakia, by Finland, the Mighty Ducks, the Thrashers, the Bruins, the Sabres, the Flames, the Hurricanes, the Blackhawks, the Avalanche, the Stars, the Red Wings, the Oilers, the Panthers, the Kings, the Canadiens, the Predators, the Devils, the Islanders, the Rangers, the Senators, the Flyers, the Coyotes, the Penguins, the Blues, the Sharks, the Maple Leafs, the Canucks, the Capitals, the North American All-Stars, the World All-Stars, Team Canada, Team USA, Czech Republic, Slovakia, the Mighty Ducks, the Thrashers, the Bruins, the Sabres, the Flames, the Hurricanes, the Blackhawks, the Avalanche, the Stars, the Red Wings, the Oilers, the Panthers, the Kings, the Canadiens, the Predators, the Devils, the Islanders, the Rangers, the Senators, the Flyers, the Coyotes, the Penguins, the Blues, the Sharks, the Lightning, the Maple Leafs, the Canucks, the Capitals, the North American All-Stars, the World All-Stars, Team Canada, Team USA, Russia, Germany, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, 0, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 51, 52, of the first period, of the second period, of the third period, of the first overtime, of the second overtime, of the third overtime, of the fourth overtime, of the overtime period, seventh, ninth, for hooking, for roughing, for boarding, for charging, for elbowing, for cross-checking, for slashing, for high-sticking, for unsportsmanlike conduct, for interference, for fighting, in points, in goals, in assists, in power play goals, in penalty minutes, in plus-minus, in goals against average, in save percentage, in wins, in point scoring, in goal scoring,